Attorney Eric Guster and former prosecutor and host of Judge Faith Jenkins. Thank you both for being here tonight.
Thanks, Rev.
Thank you.
Up first, a mother gunned down outside her house after a road rage fight. Tammy Myers was driving last week in Las Vegas when someone almost hit her. Her daughter reached over and honked the horn, and an argument broke out. But there's some new information we're learning in this case. After that argument, Myers drove home, dropped off her daughter, and picked up her son, who had a gun. They followed the other driver for about 10 minutes and went back home. But when they got there, police say the other driver pulled up and started firing, killing Myers. Her son, Brandon, fired back without hitting anyone. At a vigil for Myers last night, Brandon said he would do it all again.
I did what I had to do to protect my family. Everyone can think what they have to think. I did it for a reason. And I do it for anyone I love.
She did everything she possibly could to protect me. And I love her so much.
The sketch is the best hope police have for identifying and finding the shooter. But Faith, if they do find him, does he have a case? Could self-defense be a factor?
I don't think so. There's so many questions here. How does this family go home? And then mom picks up her son who has a gun. How do they find this other car who they had this argument with and follow the car for 10 minutes? And then how does that person in that car then get to their home? I'm assuming they followed this mother and her son back to her house. Here's the issue with self-defense. You can't pursue someone who is retreating, even if there's a dispute, Rev. If that dispute is over and this mother and son went back home, you can't then
Which means the dispute was over.
It's over. They went back home. You can't pursue them, shoot and kill a person, and then say, oh, I had to defend myself. Self-defense is about you being in imminent fear of great bodily harm or dying.
But Eric, suppose if he says, well, they'd come after me with a gun, they threatened they would come back. I thought that I had to kill them to stop them from coming back.
And that's what I think will happen. Reverend, now, guns make people bold. They make wimps super bold. This woman went home.
Or they make her super wimps.
Super wimps with guns. Went home, got her son with a gun, then went after this guy. They are totally at fault because she didn't call police. She didn't alert the authorities. Hey, someone was harassing me. She went to the fight. Now, I don't know if his self-defense claim will hold up, but he definitely will have some mitigation, being that they came after him first.
Well, we don't even know if all the police said is the son had a gun. We don't know if he brandished it. We don't know if the other driver knew that he had a weapon. No, they should not have followed them. This is senseless violence.
This is beyond following.
But when the tape we played of the son, he said, I did what I had to do. I would do it.
Which makes no sense.
The inference is, if I'm the shooter and I'm caught, is he admitted he did something.
Well, they followed him. They followed whoever this shooter was for 10 minutes. What were they doing? Driving around, stalking this guy?
The big question is how they knew how to find him.
Right.
I mean, I mean, what was he waiting on them to? I mean,
there's more to the story. There are more facts that are going to come.
All right, let's move on to the American sniper trial in Texas. Today was the first full day of testimony for Eddie Ray Ralph and his defense team. His lawyers have to convince a jury that he did not know right from wrong when he shot the movie's real-life hero and his friend. Today, his sister testified Ralph was not himself when he came to her house after the shooting. She said he was talking about pigs sucking his soul. At first, she didn't believe him when he said he killed 2 people. Ralph pleaded not guilty to killing Chris Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield in 2013. The friends agreed to meet Ralph at a gun range to try to help with his PTSD. Eric, how's the defense doing?
The defense is doing a decent job. When you look at the totality of the evidence, they have the murder victims actually texting back and forth saying this guy is crazy. Then they're presenting evidence that he was not himself. and they're going to present more evidence, I would suspect, that he had PTSD to the level where he did not account for his actions. So it's a very interesting case, to say the least, because there are so many factors involved in it. PTSD, everyone they're war veterans, and I think they're doing a pretty decent job.
You know, he mentioned this, Faith, Eric did, about the texting. And a key moment came when the defense, in the opening statement, claimed Ralph's insanity was evident in those texts that Kyle and Littlefield sent right before the shooting. After meeting Ralph, Kyle sent Littlefield a text, quote, "This dude is straight up nuts." Littlefield responded, "He's right behind me. Watch my six." That's military jargon for watch my back. How important is this, Faith? Could it help the defense case?
It's definitely going to help their case. I mean, that speaks to the defendant's state of mind right before he shot and killed Kyle and his friend. And it's not just about one piece of evidence like that text message. It's not just about one fact witness. What the defense is doing, they're building. They have their fact witnesses, like the defendant's sister, they're putting on first to speak about his state of mind. Then you have the two individuals who were killed who spoke about his state of mind. He was not right frame of mind. Then you're going to have their experts. Their experts are then going to come in and talk about he was in the middle of a psychotic break. The jury at the end of this case, I think they're going to find that this guy did suffer from a mental illness. And the question is going to be, did he know what he was doing was wrong when he pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna keep following both these big cases. I want to have to leave it there. Eric Guster and Faith Jenkins, thank you for your time tonight.
Thanks,
Thank you.